Because it is time, gentlemen. We are going to break down the trailer for the Marvels. Are you guys ready?
So I noticed that, Keith, that this is called Saber. It's not called Super Sword. It's not called Dagger. It's not called whatever other weird name I used in our In Focus video for Sword.
That's what they call it in the comics. You said it right.
No, in the comics it's called the Peak.
Well, yeah, I think he called it the Peak, actually. But,
yeah, he did.
It was right when we did the video, so they changed it for the movie.
And if you notice, it is...
It kind of looks like the Watchtower, doesn't it?
It does. It does a little bit. I was like, holy cow, it's the Justice League. But I love the fact that Saber is an acronym.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder what it means. They're going to probably have some, because unless Saber is the new sword, and they've switched it up. But this says Saber Space Station, so I wonder if Sword is no longer after the fiasco in WandaVision. And now it's Saber. They've switched it up, Oh, hey, look, Sierra has joined us. Hey, hey, hey.
Oh, hey.
Always a good time having Sierra here. Thank you so much for coming out.
What the hell
We had
perfect timing.
Here so they can banter.
Yeah. Perfect time is here. We just got started. We're talking about the Marvels, the trailer that dropped.
And right now we're seeing Captain Monica Rambeau heading up to some force. This reminded me a lot of what happened.
Look like Wanda's thing?
Yeah.
That's what I was just going to say when you...
Yeah.
It reminds me a lot of what she went through in WandaVision, so it's funny that she's approaching it. But I love the fact... I know Dave wasn't the biggest fan of the Ms. Marvel series, but I think Iman Vellani does a great job as this. And her being totally freaked out and in a spacesuit until she sees Nick Fury, and she's like, is this some sort of Avengers test?
I know you're thinking, Dave.
Where's Captain Rambeau?
Oh, I'll say it at the end.
But yeah, then, obviously, they this whole trailer is setting up the shtick that whenever one of them uses their powers, they switch places. Which, okay, I'm okay with that.
I have a question about that.
About this right here?
Yes.
Yes.
Why does that look like America Chavez's little portal?
It looks like a hexagon, like everything is when they transport, doesn't it?
It didn't look like a solid hexagon to me.
I was thinking Guardians of the Galaxy when I saw this.
It looks very wibbly wobbly. I don't know, to me anyway.
Well, no, we'll definitely have to take a closer look. But yeah, I thought the same as Dave. It was just the hexagons from the portals they used for warp speed. Man, I don't know what it is about this scene. This scene bugs me. It just there's nothing around. It's just sort of a barren planet. But obviously, Captain Marvel there was fighting some Kree.
Yeah.
Well, one of them's blue. Not all of them.
Well, yeah, but Kree can be blue and white. They're not all blue.
Yes, Sierra. This is the new Marvel trailer for the Marvels.
Yep.
Well, Keith, as we know, the Kree are the true villains, not the Skrull. Okay, the Kree are basically galactic Nazis, so they are the real enemy that she should be fighting.
They are the bitter enemy of the Skrulls. You seem to be very anti.
Unrelated.
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying, they're not nice guys.
Okay, which is true. They are not nice guys. They're conquerors, no relation to Kang, but they definitely are not good people. I don't know. This scene just was so weird to me. Like she switched with Captain Marvel, and they're just on some moon just fighting. And these people do not look like they would give Captain Marvel much of a battle.
They really don't. No,
just seem odd to me.
They kind of look like, I don't know, they don't look like elite troops. They kind of look like they're wearing these weird rubber helmets and like, oh, come on, leave us alone. We're totally just in training. We're not full-fledged soldiers yet.
They're the Brood.
No, I wish The Brood was in this. That would be... that's a movie I want to see. But then we see her kind of do it. We see, obviously the scene from... the post-credit scene from Miss Marvel where Captain Marvel shows up in her room. And I can only imagine what she's thinking, like we talked about
But
before.
she sees all the posters and everything. Like,
Oh
what
my
the hell?
I came to my
Creepy
stalker's
stalker's,
room.
Like, this obsessed with me.
No,
What
good.
the?
Come on, Dave.
No, I just I've seen other people review this, and what they said was that was the only time she smiles in the whole preview
Really?
is on that piece of paper. Well, it's not even really her. Like, is she going to be angry this whole movie?
Well, and if you notice,
She's a tough warrior.
they start the trailer with Intergalactic by the Beastie Boys and saying, "Don't you tell me to smile." Which,
Because
we've heard a lot of
the
the...
first movie, which was
Yeah.
overblown anyway. I think because
Also, and I
it's
think
just an offhanded comment.
No, I think you're probably correct because I don't really remember her smiling too much until she started getting her memories back, even in in Captain Marvel.
Yep.
So
Yeah,
I think it's
hanging
just
out with Fury.
I think it's just part of her personality. But I think Keith would also agree to this, that because of her background of having been in the Air Force, we all know how terribly they're treated. I mean, they do have the toughest training out of all of the military. I mean, they have the poorest living conditions. They eat terrible, terrible food. They get all the leftover gear.
The worst thing ever is when you have to eat in Air Force chow hall. Oh my God.
Oh,
It was just terrible food.
jeez. Just look at the tears running down my face, just remembering how poorly they had it.
And then we see Fury and once again, I love the fact that she is so excited to see them. This obviously takes place after that first scene we saw because I do believe they figured out that there's kind of switching places. At least Nick Fury and Monica Rambeau has, because as soon as Miss Marvel is going to show her powers, we see him switch again. But
I feel like as soon as she got home, she had to rush and put on her costume, and she just been sitting there the entire time. I guarantee this probably because again, and I'm sorry, Dave, I'm going to steal your thunder. I feel like this entire movie is probably a comedy. That's my takeaway of this. But I guarantee we're going to get a scene akin to a Scott Pilgrim moment, where in that scene where he's sitting there waiting on a package that he literally just ordered. We're going to see her putting on her costume and sitting there, and she's going to be just waiting, and her mom's going to be like, are you going to go? No, just waiting. Nick Fury might be here any day now.
they're going to show up. They're going to show up because we need to work together.
Isn't he
totally
in
see that.
space? Yeah, but he might be here any minute.
I can totally see it.
And then, we see Captain Marvel come in and she breaks the table.
Hi.
And she's a little uppity, I don't think I like that so much either. She's a trained officer of the Air Force. She's having a little hissy fit because it happened again. I don't know. I would just see her more trying to figure out what's going on as opposed to,
Going to the comedy theory right there.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think she likes Earth. I think she hates being on Earth.
She might. That's a good point. She's just mad she's back on Earth.
Where's our daughter?
Oh my God! How many times do I have to come back here? Keep flying away.
Then we see her with Goose. I almost called him Chewie because we know the Flirkin is called Chewie in the comics. Goose in the movies. I have to keep remembering that. See, I love that too.
Once I accepted, I love this as well. Once I accepted that this entire thing was just going to be a comedy, just played for laughs, I just accepted and I was like, okay, that was a funny scene. Okay, that was a funny scene. Yeah, I loved watching the cat eat all those people. Okay, that was funny.
we've seen Kamala Khan in 2 scenes in this preview so far.
Mm-hmm.
In both scenes, she said, "Oh my god, oh my god." Is that all we're going to get out of her?
No, I don't think at all. But, I mean, I think that's... I mean, she is, what, a 16-year-old kid? And all of a sudden she's in a space suit in space? She'd probably say, oh my god, oh my god. Then all of a sudden she's in a space station.
I just think it's poor writing.
Well, it's her catchphrase. I don't think it's poor writing. Now, if we go to the... If we see the movie opening night...
I didn't say you have to think that way. I said that's how I think.
Yeah, I know. And I'm just telling you how I think. I think...
Well, I didn't
we're going
ask,
to...
sir.
I think just all of these situations call for it. Hopefully, if she says it 1,000 times in the movie, I will, at our spoiler-free review, I'll be like, remember when I said I thought Iman Vellani was going to steal the movie? She didn't. She was...
It's gonna be like Grogu's wrestling. Oh my god.
You know,
oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh wait, she smiled. Why back it up? When they're flying, she smiled.
now, we do see a couple scenes there. We see the 3. We see Captain Marvel. We'll call her Photon because we don't know what her name is. Miss Marvel all flying in a jet in street clothes. We see Miss Marvel fighting in what looks like the Saber space station. We see Nick Fury. It looks like he's backing away. And then we get this scene which looks like a dance number or a musical number.
It's some kind of festival or wedding or something.
That they had to throw it in here, right?
Well,
what about the Eternals?
I said that the dance scene works so well in the Eternals that they wanted to throw one in here. And I can do this all day, so you got to have another dance scene.
Oh God!
You know what I'm saying?
Do not bring up that. Well, there was a Bollywood number in Miss Marvel too, where they did the dance at the wedding, which was a lot better than the Rogers musical or the dance from the Eternals. But
that bar's kind of low key.
well, very true. In the comics, in Kelly Thompson's run of or Captain Marvel, which unfortunately is ending with issue 50, has been great. There was a planet where everybody has to communicate through song. I think that's what this is.
Even more
now, if it worked in the comics, it was pretty amusing. I don't know if it's going to work here.
I would not like that. No, thank you.
I'm definitely not against you guys with that because when I read it in the comics, I was like, oh, that's kind of entertaining. That's funny. I don't know if it's going to work in a movie like this. I think this might be a very bad choice.
But Brie Larson does sing.
And I liked how it's... Oh, yeah. I think we've all seen Scott Pilgrim.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa,
and then
she's grabbing her?
I know. We see her catching... We see Photon catching catching Miss Marvel. I think we can assume this is when they switched at some point. Captain Marvel was flying. Mm. They switched. Miss Marvel cannot fly. She's dropping out of the sky like a sack of potatoes. We see Nick Fury yelling "Shields up," which I'm going to guess they're under attack. We see a bunch of Flurkin kittens, which I wonder if they're Goose's kids in any way. We see somebody walking with... Yeah, we see someone walking with Ronan's hammer, or what looks another variant of it. And then we get this scene with Photon, Captain Marvel, and Miss Marvel. I don't know about the other two, but that is a new suit for Captain Marvel. And that looks like Janice Vale's suit from the comics, where it kind of has the bigger star, and then it's blue and just red. It's not as... So it looks at some point they're going to get...
It almost looks like new suits for all of them. Like, even Miss Marvel, that looks different.
Yeah, and that's what... I wonder if they get suit upgrades at one point in the movie that's going to help them battle this accuse. I don't know if this person is an accuser, but for now I'm going to assume she is because she has the hammer of an accuser.
I got a question. In the comics, is the hammer, is that like a symbol of the office of the accuser?
It is.
Okay, all right.
And then we see all three of them battling this accuser. And I wonder if they're
the evil Kree.
yeah. I wonder if they're going to be switching places every time they use their powers. So it's going to really freak them out. They're going to be at bad angles or everything else.
So why are they
We're
fighting
a
each other?
team.
Yeah, I was about to say, why are they fighting each other? Or is this just like a training montage? Trying to figure out how to work as a team.
It looked like they were fighting the accuser in that scene.
Is she the accuser? Because she's the one hitting Monica.
Well, I think in that we are going to see they're just switching spots, because look here, if you look at this scene, that is not her trying to hit Monica Rambeau. That looks like the lady who's the accuser. What I think's happening is they're switching places when they use their powers, and they're at bad angles, so they may start friendly firing. Like they think the accuser's going to be here. They switch, and they're almost blasting one of their teammates.
And they play it so fast, it's like a trailer trick.
Yes,
Make 'em
exactly.
fight each other. Gotcha.
Okay.
We're a team.
Oh, no, we're not a team.
We're not a team.
I love that. Oh, we're a team, and they're both like, no, we're not a team. No, stop. I bet by the end of this, they're all going to be kind of buds, and I think we're going to see Captain Marvel and Miss Marvel sort of on the terms that we see them in the comics, where Captain Marvel is a mentor to Miss Marvel and, kind of help her along.
I wonder if they address the situation from WandaVision where she's like, yeah, Captain Marvel. What was the problem she had with her? I wonder if they're going to address that in this movie.
That is an excellent point, Dave, because at the time, I think we all thought it was because she left Earth and never came back.
Yep.
That's what
When
I
her
thought.
mom, when her mom, was dying of cancer and all of that, maybe that's what it is. And hopefully we do
Everybody
find
else
out. That
was
would be
cleaning up after Thanos, and she's like, "Okay, well, I got to go to other planets. Like, are you gonna help? Like, this is a big mess. Like, Thanos did some serious damage. Yeah, but look at the space time on Mars. I gotta go.
I got to go to IO. DC.
Yeah, and Attack on Show says looks like a Nickelodeon special. I don't know about that. It doesn't look great, though. I am a huge Captain Marvel fan. She is one of my favorite superheroes. I think they can do a lot with her. This does not seem... What they've shown us does not get me hyped for this movie. Does not... I watched it and was kind of like, oh my God. That was... They could have waited to release something better down the line. Because I don't think anyone really watched this. There may be some. Watched this and was like, oh, I wish it was coming out today. That looks so great. Doesn't look good.
Yeah.
Now-
Sierra said that too. She's not looking forward to it. And like I was going to say earlier, me and Doug both say the same thing. I was confused. It kind of makes me think it's a comedy. The way they put this trailer together, except for that little fight scene there, I was thinking, is this a comedy?
Yeah. and not a good comedy. I mean, like I said, I like the Miss Marvel stuff. I like the actress and the way she plays it. But nothing else in this trailer made me think anything positive about this movie.
If that's what they're going for, if that's what this movie is, because this wouldn't be the first time where I've heard this discussion from other people where Marvel doesn't do superhero movies. They do Marvel movies in different genres. Like, if you look at each one of the movies in the MCU, they all have slightly different tones. They follow very similar formulas, but they do different things. Like, when you guys bring up Winter Soldier pretty often, and that's definitely like a spy movie, right? If you think about it, like you compare it to the other movies in the rest of the MCU, it kind of stands out as something a little bit different. And so I'm wondering if that's the case with this. Are they just doing a straight-up comedy movie featuring superheroes?
Yeah, is this
And if
Galaxy
so,
Quest?
like, I guess tell us that that's what you're doing, and just, as long as I know that that's what to expect ahead of time.
Yeah, don't take this movie too seriously. We are going to have a key reference in the post-credits scene. But other than that, it's just a fun romp. Okay, I can expect that.
And if that's it, okay, if I guess that's not what I was expecting when they first announced this movie, but if that's what they're doing, all right, I guess.
Well, and especially because the director they hired, Nia DaCosta, had done Candyman and a few other horror films. So this, I did not expect this. I expected it to be darker, and definitely I thought it was going to be more in the vein of like Secret Invasion and, you know, Who Do You Trust, and it'd have a very darker tone. And this is just straight up,
right,
hey,
well,
we're going to make jokes and be silly. And
Let me ask you two gentlemen this. Do you think it's possible, I could be reading too much into this, I think it's possible that they're pulling a Warner Brothers and they have arranged this trailer to look like something it's not? Because you remember how they did that for the first Black Adam trailer? Because I said the same thing when that one came out. The very first Black Adam trailer, it looked like a goofy, dumb comedy, and I'm just like, what are they doing? Is this whole movie going to be a bunch of bad jokes? And after that first trailer, I'm like, oh, that just doesn't look good. Then they released a second trailer which completely altered the tone. And it was like, oh no, this is a serious movie, and it's action, and it's dark, and it's rated R. And I was just like, okay, now this looks like a totally different movie. So is that the case here? Do we have a situation where maybe Marvel accidentally hired some hard on his luck, you know, needed a job trailer arranger from Warner?
now, I don't think we know the answer to that yet, but I hope so. I hope that is the case, because this doesn't seem to be funny. If they're trying to do a comedy, it doesn't seem overly funny. And, man, it's not. And this movie has been so delayed.
Yeah.
Maybe they're going and changing things up, because I haven't heard anything about any test audiences seeing it and what they thought. But if it's anything like that trailer, they can't be getting high scores. This seems like a real misstep for them.
Yeah, it's very strange.
Yeah, and Sierra, I don't know if they can't afford good story writers or directors. I think Nia DaCosta is a pretty good director. I think she does a good job. I don't know what they're going for here. They may think this is the right way to go, and we're just overanalyzing it because it's only a trailer, and when it comes out, it's going to be a much better film.
But
I just think they might be trying to, you know, what Doug said, you know, Kevin Feige has talked before about doing different genres within the superhero genre, where you could have like a horror film, like almost Multiverse of Madness, had some horror elements with Sam Raimi. We have spy thrillers. You know, we have just straight up action films. So there's a lot that they could do. Straight up comedy, I don't think will work. And I think if that is the case, it's going to backfire, especially hiring a horror director to do it. Like when they were making Multiverse of Madness, they didn't go, you know, hire a comedy director. They didn't hire Judd Apatow to come in and do Multiverse of Madness. You know, you make good choices. I just think they're making some bad decisions. You know, Marvel was doing the best when they were getting young, hungry directors who didn't have a big break and saying, here's your shot, here's what needs to be done, and then they do it. And, you know, John Watts with the Spider-Man films, you know, the Russo brothers who were only directing, you know, sitcoms at the time. They were grabbing, you know, gems out of the field, where now they're grabbing people and putting them in strange situations, and it's just not working. I hate to say it. I'm usually the positive guy.
It's almost like it's become such a machine where it's like, you know, this is a Marvel churn out. You can put your little directorial touches on it, but this is the mold that we've created. This is what works, you know?
Yep.
I'm wondering if maybe there are enough directors that are like, yeah, we know what Marvel movies are. We want to do something a little bit more creative, maybe. We want our voice to be a part of something a little bit different. We don't want to just do the next Marvel movie.
And that could be, you know, we saw that in She-Hulk, where they really tried to get the elements of the John Byrne run on She-Hulk, where it was more a comedy and, you know, breaking the fourth wall and all of that, which I think Doug and I liked. It was good. It wasn't great.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Dave said it's the worst show ever.
Now,
And
for me, that was intentionally supposed to be funny, so I
Right.
knew that going into it.
yes, and I knew it as soon as they were making it. They pretty much said it was going to be this, where, I think you're right, Dave. They're bringing in these creative types. And they're like, let's do something a little different. Let's make this
Yeah, that show
You
was
know,
not funny at all.
as wacky as possible. And they'll be switching spots, which I mean, as a concept, if
Hey,
if
keep
they
watching.
execute it well, if executed well, them switching spots every time they use their powers could be interesting. It could lead to some good situations. But if it's all done for comedic effect,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I'm going to leave that movie enjoying it in any way.
Yeah. So, I guess the question then is, and I think we've asked this the past couple of trailers that we've, did a breakdown and review. What is your current hype level now going into before we actually see this movie in theaters? So at the moment, first trailer that's dropped, what is your current hype level?
For me, it's
Okay.
probably about it. Yeah, Dave, go first.
After seeing this preview, on the Doug scale, probably about a 4.
See, I
mean,
was probably.
I was hoping for something else, I guess. But if it's just gonna be a comedy, and it's gonna prove all the haters right if it's done wrong. That they've
Unfortunately.
gone too far into the jokes than continuing their story. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. I mean, if I have low expectations, I might even like it when I get there. So, it's about a 4 for me. And by the way, She-Hulk is not funny. It wasn't funny at all. Even going into it, knowing that they were going to try and make a comedy, it was not funny.
For me, I think prior to this trailer, my hype level was probably 5 or 6, maybe even a 7, only because, you got some pretty powerful
Captain
characters
Marvel
going
is
in there. Yeah, you
girl.
got Captain Marvel, you got Photon, you got Miss Marvel. I mean, them teaming up, there's a lot of opportunities to show off their power levels and do some very cool things. After seeing that trailer, it's probably dropped down to about a 2 or a 3. Because I don't think this is going to do what they should do with these characters to push them forward in the MCU. I think, Doug, what you said earlier about creative people trying to do something different to show, how creative they are, this is not the place to do it. And if they don't make changes and this is the tone of the movie when it comes out, man, I'm going to be disappointed.
A little disappointing. Because and I think I understand why your hype level is where it's at. Because I think you have such respect for these characters. I think, am I assuming correctly that you're kind of disappointed in what you're seeing so far because you know that it could do better?
100%.
Yeah, I get that. I agree. And I'm at a 3 right now. That's my current hype level. I am at a 3. I was hovering right around a 4 when I first watched the trailer when it first dropped. But then upon revisiting it, I'm just like, oh God! Right now I'm not looking forward to it. I'm hoping that we get something maybe a little more coherent, because I'm sure we're gonna get like 2 or 3 more trailers prior to the movie coming out. I mean, that's how many Guardians of the Galaxy trailers have dropped so far.
Yeah, we'll probably get a full trailer, then we'll get tickets are now on sale, little teaser, and we'll probably get a lot more.
So yeah,
and there's a lot of time. It's not coming out till November 10th.
Right. So I don't know. There's plenty of time. Maybe they'll realize, we kind of dropped the ball on this one. We better actually. And if the movie is different from what they've shown us so far, maybe they'll put out a different trailer and it will change where I'm at. But yeah, right now I'm sitting at a 3. So I'm going in. I'm not really looking forward to it. But hey, if we were to go to the theater tomorrow to watch it, my my expectations would be low. And if it did turn out to be good, then hey, all the better for it, I guess.
Hey, we're upside down on this one. I'm at the top.
No, not visually, Keith. He means numbers.
What?
Four Doug's at a 3 and you're at a 2. The opposite of normal.
But maybe
Yeah.
Dave is on.
Well,
Maybe Dave is onto something. They put this trailer out so everyone's hype level drops exponentially, and then when they see the movie, they're like, "Hey, that was better than I thought it was."
yeah.
Oh God, that would be such a cheap move. Be like, look, this is not going to be a winner. Let's make the trailer look like garbage, and that way, when people actually see the movie, they're going to be like, "Well, that was better than I thought it would be." Not your
And
standard. Oh, we rated it a whole 6.
Sarah wants to know why you look so mad, Dave.
Well, I had to get up because I thought I heard someone coming to the door. That's why I left the room. And then I went out there, and I don't know where the cat is. The cat's gone. And everyone else is gone. Every light in the house is out. I don't know what's going on. I don't know where the cat is.
Oh, dang. Well, hopefully you find the cat. That's craziness.
But Sierra gave it a 3.5, so she's right in the middle of her hype level.
Yeah. Yeah, for me, it's taking a character I love and not doing a good job. That's I think why we've kind of flipped spots a little bit. I don't think you care as much. Like, I've probably read every Miss Marvel, Captain Marvel comic that Marvel's come out with.
Yeah, I haven't. But I really liked the Captain Marvel character just because she was so powerful, so Supermanish, you know. But this preview does nothing for me.
Yeah, and I've even read every Miss Marvel comic, and I think it's a great character. We've talked about it when we were talking about the Miss Marvel show, and even Spectrum or Photon, whatever they're going to call Monica Rambeau in this. She led the Avengers for a while, and she was always a cool character, and she had some good plot points. So honestly, they could do so much with these 3 characters in a movie. And if they make some bad comedy posing as an MCU movie, that'll probably be that could be rated lower than Morbius for me if that's what they do.
Whoa.
So let's hope Doug is right. And their next one's going to come out and it's going to be totally different looking and feeling.
I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that this is just like, gotcha.
Right. This is all the funny moments in the movie.
So, Dave, I have a request for you.
I'm not singing. I'm not doing it.
No. I please do not sing.
Okay, that's what my bands say too. All my bands say the same thing.
So, you like watching super overpowered characters, right?
I don't know about that.
That's kind of what you liked about Captain Marvel? How powerful she is?
Yeah. Not every character has to be that way.
I need you to check out, if you're willing to watch an anime.
One Punch Man?
No. Well, One Punch Man is hilarious. That's just so funny. But in a very similar vein, I need you to check out an anime called The Misfit of Demon Academy.
Okay. Seems like an unforgettable name.
Yep.
The Misfit
of Demon Academy. He is a former demon lord who is reincarnated, and he goes from newborn to like 16 within 3 days. And everybody that he encounters, he doesn't even try to hide it. He's just like, yes, I'm way more powerful than you. I'm stronger than you. That's because I'm the Demon King. You don't stand a chance. Oh, what's that? I just crushed your heart, killed you, and then brought you back to life? Yeah, I'm going to keep doing that now.
So he's funny too.
He's really funny.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Hey, I got to get you guys into some good anime.
I got to get you guys into Star Trek.
That's okay.
I
feel the same way. I feel the same way about anime for the most part. There's some good ones, but like, you did get me into Avatar: The Last Airbender, which I did not think I was going to enjoy, and I really did enjoy watching that show. I still have to watch The Legend of Korra, but I did see news drop today that Netflix is pushing the release date of their Avatar series to 2024.
Jeez, keep pushing it. I
That's when you know
I
it's
don't know.
good.
I hope it's going to be good.
You know, it all depends on how they use that extra time. Do they use that extra time to improve in areas they need to improve, or do
What
they
they're
just
doing?
throw some?
They're adding like 50 Cabbage Man scenes.
Yes, this is
An
going to be the
entire
best
episode
movie.
is just called My Cabbages, and it's a day in the life from his point of view.
Yeah. Exactly. He's having a normal day, and then somebody comes by and knocks his crap over.
Mm-hmm. We just see, like, from his eyesight, pushing his cart. All of a sudden, a fireball blasts. He goes, "My cabbages!" The
My
next day,
cabbages.
he buys
Oh,
a
man.
new cart, loads it up with cabbages. The airbender flies through, blows cabbages everywhere.
Yeah, it takes him
Yeah.
years to rebuild, and then the next thing he does, first day out.
I've barely sold any cabbages today. It's been a slow day, and then boom, just
The bank is getting ready to foreclose on his business. He's going to lose his house. His wife is angry, like, please, you've got to try and sell something other than cabbages.
stop lying to me that airbenders are crushing your cart or firebenders are throwing fireballs. Go out there
What
and
are
sell
you
them
doing all
cabbages.
day? Nobody's
Stop
that
le-
unlucky.
Stop leaving your cart unattended and losing it, doing who knows what with who knows who. Sell them cabbages. I swear that's what's happening.
That'd be a good movie. I'd watch it.
That'd be the
And
best
he's-
episode, probably.
And out of everybody has, like, like fantasy sounding names and everything. He's just Larry.
Larry the
Larry,
cabbage.
are you gambling again? No, my cabbages.
Poor Larry the Cabbage Guy. And don't forget to hit us up at Twitter, leave a comment down below, and we will see you next time on Not Your Status Quo.